What's going on there? I'm out of the car, as you can see, in a full frontal pose. I don't think you guys can hear me. I'm not sure how this camera picks up audio from a range. So this is just a test run. I'm going to get back in the car for my main conversation because I don't have the ability to, this camera won't display the audio. There's no headphone jack, so I really don't have any idea of if the audio is even able to pick up. It's windy. I know this camera gets choppy when the wind blows, so it might be that I can't make a video outside of my vehicle unless I'm sitting down at a bench or something, and there's no benches where I chose. I don't have time to go to a park or anything like that. I've got a therapist appointment today, and so I wanted to get a quick video out. I'm in the graveyard, and I come to this graveyard to visit my passed away aunt. I said that in a video I think I made before, and I come here to visit her from time to time, and just thought I'd stop by today and record a little bit. I can't wait to see how the audio is, and I'm afraid it's going to be really choppy with the wind, and I know you can't really see the full me because I'm afraid to get too far back because I know this camera doesn't have the range. It's just an old digital camera, you know, that's what I've got, but I've got a good conversation I want to have, so let's take it to the car. So you're going to have to wait a few seconds, and if, the audio picks up, it's not choppy. I mean, it's windy. That's probably going to have a lot to do with it, but, if it's not choppy, I'll do more like that. I'll probably find a park bench and sit down and raise the camera up so you can see me. Just, a little different setting, elevate the mood a little bit, but have a good conversation today. Today I want to talk about something, that I enjoy, and that's music. I have been, music has been a big part of my life. I've always been into music. My favorite types of music, now I am open-minded. I listen to everything from the Beatles to the Stones to Sabbath to Metallica, Megadeth, the Beastie Boys, KRS-One, Run DMC, Public Enemy, NWA. My favorite one of the rap group, Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's my favorite rap group. I listen to Green Day and Limp Bizkit and Pearl Jam and Foo Fighters, Nirvana. I'm more of an old school music type guy. Music in the last 10 years, not so much a fan of. But there are many more. Tupac, Biggie Smalls, Eminem, as far as rap goes. When it comes to I listen to, let's see, I like a lot of soft rock, ballad type stuff. So, a lot of great rock bands have, good ballads, whether it's Motley Crue, Skid Row, Damn Yankees, which is like a super group that formed together, Cinderella, you have, Guns N' Roses, one of my favorite groups, and Journey, one of my all-time favorite ballad, soft rock type groups, Journey, and they can rock the house, and they're still rocking with a different lead singer, and I still listen to Journey to this day. But there's a lot more artists I like, and I love to listen to. I can't name every single artist in the book, but you get my range of music. I listen to just about anything if it sounds good. Papa Roach, Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace are really some of my favorites of the last decade, simply because their music speaks to me. One of my favorite albums of all time is Infest by Papa Roach, which came out in 2000, and to my opinion is their best album. I relate to a lot of the songs on there. I guess you call this music emo, I just call it rock. It fits my mood, and a lot of these artists, they have went through what I went through as far as bouts of depression, even though they're famous growing up, and even through the fame, drug use, all this stuff, and they write and you can feel the pain in their lyrics. I like a lot of music where I can feel the pain in the words because I know the pain. I know what it's like to, just, you guys know, just feel down. And when it comes to music, when I was young, I had back then, I had a boom box that had two tape decks, the CD player, old school stuff. I would listen to one of my favorite radio stations here was WABB, Pensacola, Mobile, surrounding areas, 97.5 FM. It's no longer around. It's now WABD, which if you live from here, I think that's pretty stupid because they were at 97.5. They went out of business, moved to, I think, 104.1, and then moved back to 97.5, but kept the WABD name. Last time I checked, there is no WABB, anymore, so why don't they change the name back? Why don't they purchase the rights to it? I don't know, and I would listen to, the top 8-a-day countdown. There was a DJ in the early mid-90s named Crash. He was my favorite. So I would take my microphone and I would record songs off the radio, and I would just spend hours, because, I'm a kid, I'm alone, my story. And one of the things I like to do is just record songs off the radio, and what I would do was make my own top 8 countdowns, top 10 countdowns, even top 20. On the weekends, we had Casey Kasem, America's Top 20, I think is what it was called. Casey Kasem would do it. There was another a DJ that did a countdown. I can't think of his name, but basically on the weekend, so like during the week, I would record the music and I would record me doing my own, top 8s or top 10s, and then on the weekends I do my own top 20s, and I did this every week from like 94 to 96, and I wish that I had, the tapes and stuff so I could like bring it back, but I don't. I was just really into music. That's something that I wanted to do, something that, just fed my emotion and gave me something to do. And, I thought it was cool to be a radio DJ. I thought they had the coolest job in the world. I really thought that, maybe that's something I could have been. Obviously, I never, did. But, just radio was a big... I don't like radio so much today. It's a lot of garbage. A lot of the music today I do not relate to. But there are a few artists here and there, rare. But the majority of it, I just, the DJs aren't the same, I'm old school, I'm a nostalgic guy. I like things from my youth. I like things from my childhood. So, I guess that's why I'm akin to it. And maybe if I sat down and actually, I don't really listen to the radio at all. I get my music off the net. Every now and then I'll turn on the radio, but really, it's just not the same to me as it was when I was young. And, it's just something I probably need to get back into. I mean, admittedly, there was something I always wanted to do, and that was write a song. Through everything I've went through and everything I'm still going through, I always wanted to write the perfect love song. But see, in my love song, I was always going back and forth debating, should I do the happy ending, should I do the sad ending? And for me, I was leaning towards the sad ending of a guy who just, tried his life, only wanted love, that's all he ever dreamed of. And every time he came close, it would just, something would happen, he would fall away, and till one day he just lay down, and in his dream world is where he was happy, because in his dream world he had girls liked him, he had friends, he was popular, and even to this day in my dreams it's like that. And then I wake up to face reality. So at the end of the song I was going to discuss how one night he just lay down, fell into his dream world, and he never woke up. That was it. He was in his dream world forever, finally at peace, finally happy, finally had the love that he always dreamed of, finally had friends. And so that's how I was going to end the song. The problem with me is, while I'm good with words, I don't know how to put all that stuff together. And as far as singing, I don't have the best voice, that's another thing. I wanted to, possibly maybe be a singer. I don't have the best voice. Before I started smoking cigarettes and when I was smoking marijuana, my voice was probably a lot better. Meatloaf. I got made fun of. Meatloaf was one of my favorite artists. Bad Outta Hell 1, Bad Outta Hell 2, two of my favorite albums of all time. I can sing every lyric to every song on Bad Outta Hell, and just about Bad Outta Hell 2. I would go around singing Meatloaf songs, and that's where I got the nickname. And it would have been one thing if they were calling me Meatloaf because I liked Meatloaf, but they were calling me Meatloaf because I was fat, okay? Not because I liked the music. But one of the best songs he ever put out was "I Would Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That." And I used to sing that song religiously. And everyone, when I was like, this is like 12, 13, my voice had already changed. It was already deep, whatever. But I was always told, oh, you can sing that song, you should do it. And I kind of wish I would have done it in a talent show. But again, because people made fun of me and I didn't have no friends, I wasn't going to get up on stage. My anxiety, that was never going to happen. So, it's just some regrets, There's so many routes I could have went. Like I said, I was in the radio, in the music, made my own countdowns and stuff, and nobody listened to them but me. This was all for me to listen to, Sucks, I had nobody to present it to, no one to give it to, and I hate looking at myself. In my last video, I talked about don't end up like me. And it just pains me because there's so much that I could have been, I had so many interests, professional wrestling, I've touched on that. I just touched on the music. I thought about being an attorney because I was always, one of the thoughts, try to help someone, that's a way to help people who need it, a lot of people are bad, and they really, as far as representing those type of people, I would have never wanted to do. But my thought of being an attorney was to help people who actually got screwed over and needed the help. But that never happened, maybe, see what else? I had other interests too. Football. Could have been a football player. I really love football, maybe even a race car driver. But, none of those things ever happened, and it's a shame too. I think I had limitless talent. But because of the way my mind worked, and because of what I was born with, and because not being able to put it out, look past it, or you forget about it like most people can, it just brought me down, and it took away, it made a guy that had so much potential, could have been so much, that had a lot of things he wanted to do. It ended up putting him into a place of nothing, and I get comments a lot, and it really pisses me off. You can't blame anybody but yourself. It's all your fault. You did it. I didn't do it. I didn't ask to be made fun of. I didn't ask to be born this way. I did not ask to have a brain that was, whatever's wrong, that doesn't allow me to put rejection out of my head and just look past it. I'm not the one that made fun of me. I'm not the one that put me down. I'm not the one that didn't give me a chance. And unfortunately, like I've mentioned many times, I didn't have the willpower or the makeup to get over it and to fight. I fought as much as I could. Maybe I could have fought harder. I just did not have the strength, emotionally, mentally, or physically. And I'm a wasted product of society. And it's a shame because I could have given so much to this world. And I will never be able to now because, one, I'm getting older. Yes, I guess they say you're still alive, you have time. But really, a lot of those things I had aspirations to be, those are young people's things, The music thing is really the only thing I could ever, maybe hang my hat on. I would so love to find a person out there who could help me. If I could write down, listen to my words in my videos and my life story that I've talked about. Put the words on paper. And if you're a songwriter or know how to combine words and give you an idea, give you a thought, maybe you can run with it. The thought of a boy who just grew up, who had problems socially, from an early age, but did want the acceptance. But every time he tried, something happened. He got, made fun of, rejected, failure. So he didn't know how to handle it, didn't know how to take it. So, he went down the dark road of drugs. He went down the dark road, of doing things he should have not been doing. He gave up on his goals. And he had one dream, a dream of love. And that's the only dream he ever wanted, was to find a beautiful girl, his angel, who would accept him no matter what. Regardless of how he looked, regardless of what he wore, dressed, money, all those things. She would come into his life and save him. And it never happened. And every time he dreamed of it, every night, he would dream. He was so happy in his dream world. And as the years went on, the struggles continued. And then one day, his heart couldn't take it anymore. He laid down peacefully into his dream world where he died of a broken heart, but he was forever away at peace, finally happy. You know, all those thoughts, put them down, write a song, and maybe even try to perform it myself. With all with auto-tone and correctors, I think I have a suitable enough voice to pull it off. Not the best voice. You know, I am no Chester Bennington or Steve Perry or you know, some of the top vocalists, but I think I could sing a song if I could just get the words written. And I always thought of the beat just being a very sad beat, a very sad, you know, a sad beat with maybe some, with maybe like a, the way I picture them is I always picture like a down, you know, sad, you know, ballad type beat, but also in it, you know, maybe, see, I'm not a music maker, I don't know these things, but in my head, it's just, it's like, it's just a flowing, you know, it flows, it's just, you know, it's a down, it's sad, and at times, you know, it may have the arc of like up, you know, you may have ups in the beat. I don't know what I'm talking about, but just very melodic, you know, just telling the story of a guy who just wanted love, but it never happened until the day he died of a broken heart. Because you know, I've heard of broken heart syndrome, and I've read about it, and it's quite possible it could happen. Because I'm gonna be honest, the only time I'm happy is when I lay down and I'm in my dream world. I rarely ever have bad dreams. Like I said, most of the time I'm with, you know, I have a girlfriend, I have friends, I'm living life, and then I have to wake up to reality. And it's quite possible. I don't know, and I know that, you know, it is what it is, you know. What can I do, you know? I know I repeat a lot of the things, but this is me. If you like what you hear, you like what I talk about, hey, I appreciate it. This gives me a way to express myself. This gives me a way to get things off my chest. But, you know, I think the only thing that I really could do of all my goals is the music thing. I really, you know, like I said, I'm old school. I like music from my youth, from the 80s, 90s. I do go back to the 70s a little bit. I wasn't born in the 70s, but there's music from the 70s I like. And even, you know, in the last 10 years, like I said, Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, Papa Roach, you know, groups similar to that. And that's just what it's about, you know. I really would love, if there's any songwriters out there that might be, you know, wanting to give a guy a hand on how to put words together, how to piece it, you know, I would appreciate it. I would that's just one of my goals. I want to write a song really bad. I just want to write a song of my life, because I feel the best way to describe my life is in song. Song is beautiful. Song makes you, you know, feel good. It warms you up. There are songs that bring you down and make you sad, obviously, but then there's a lot of music that you can relate to, that brings you up, that, you know, you can just feel the pain, you can feel the words, you can feel the lyrics, you can relate to them, you know. That's what makes music so special. So that's my topic today, and hopefully, you know, at the beginning of the video, the audio was clear and not choppy, so I can do videos outside of my car. That was just a little test. And until next time, this has been Chris. You've been in my zone, the conversation with the loner, and I'm out. Peace.